Hey, you alright? Hello, everyone. Hope you're all good. Cheers, James, mate. No worries. Thanks for trying to catch up and all that lot. Just for whatever reason, hope it's all good. And you have a good week window cleaning, mate. And yeah, I hope everyone's had a good week. Mine's been alright. Obviously, it started with the bank holiday Monday. But I had a problem, I think it was Wednesday. And I couldn't work Wednesday, basically. Problem with me van, but it was easily fixed, thank God. There's nothing drama well, massive in the end, but my central locking wasn't working, so I thought it could be a fuse, could be a problem where I need the barrel and the key fob all reconnecting with each other or what, but it just turned out being new batteries in my keys and my spare keys. Basically, they ran out at the same time. Didn't have any spares, but by the time I tried different things and then I drove to a shop and come back, it was too late to start work, so I took the day off. Then it's back to work Thursday, Friday. So yeah, it's good to be normal. Working, the better weather is good. And I'm just hoping to have another good month. Last month was all right. It could have been better, but I had a few things go here and there. This month was going to be a really good month, but with the bank holidays, you've lost days anyway. And then obviously because my key fob, so I'm hoping the rest of the week goes no problems whatsoever, and it's going to help me out financially that way. So yeah, anyway, I'll have a look at the comments. I've just got to try and get the comments the comments window up. Here we go. I'll just go over to the comments anyway. Yeah, no worries, James. Like I said, hopefully you'll catch up, mate. And like I said, for whatever reason, hope it's all good and you have a good week. You alright, Chad, mate? Welcome. Neil, you alright? Hey, Matt, you okay? Angus, you alright, mate? How's Scotland? Hopefully you've had plenty of good weather as well up there from what we've had down here anyway. I hope so. It's been nice, isn't it? I mean, it's not been too bad actually, because it's sort of like dipped down a bit in temperature, but I think this week's going to be hotter than the week that's just gone, if you get what I mean. That's what made me think about doing a hey, you all right, Jordan? How you doing, mate? Scotland is scorching. Wicked, mate. I know when you're up in Scotland, when it's really nice weather, it's really, really nice as well. Then when it's wet, it's really wet. But yeah, hopefully it's going to be another really good week anyway. I think it's going to be hotter than what it was last week. Last week was good because it was very workable, but not too hot. I think we're going to go in the realms of being a lot hotter than what we used to, especially after getting through winter. I was looking at some of my older videos and just seeing how bad the weather was. So shorts have been on, they're going to stay on. And that's what made me think about this live, like working in hot weather basically, and how it can affect you. So we're going from what we've been used to, where it's been wet, cold, been trying to keep warm and dry, to now it's going to be the other extreme, too hot. And how the hot weather can affect you. So obviously you're going to need more water, and you're going to drink more water than what you normally do, and you've got to keep on top of it as well. Nice one, Angus. Just said you got a pair of red shorts. I've got black shorts, which aren't ideal in sunlight, but yeah, shorts are a must, aren't they, in this weather? Hey, you alright, Towel Pro Clean? Been a bit overcast at the moment, but it looks good for the rest of the week. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good week for most people, isn't it? Oh no, yeah, that's another thing. Eczema flaring up. Luckily, I don't deal with that, but I had a good friend of mine at school. He suffered bad with eczema. So yeah, I know where you're coming from there. Ah, red shorts to keep in with the company colours. That's good thinking there. Shorts are good. And yeah, it's just the hot weather, innit, really, how it's going to affect you. So I think I did a live about this last year, but you're definitely going to find you're going to have to drink more water. That goes without saying. But when you're not used to these changes, it's going to catch you out, isn't it, at first? So I know, like, when in the military, as soon as you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. And 1% of dehydration has a knock-on of 10% of your output. So that's how important it is to stop getting yourself dehydrated. It's going to slow down your workflow, really. So you've got to keep on top of it. Sorry, Neil's just saying, factor 50 in a cool box in the back of the van filled with bottles of water. Yeah, I've got me cool box, mate. Didn't use it last week, but it's definitely going to be in the van for this week. That's something else I'm going to mention anyway. So Neil's already beaten us to it there. But yeah, it just shows you how important it is staying hydrated, really. And it might be good to get in the habit of saying, have a drink of water before you start a job. And then when you pack away and get in the van, have another drink of water. Because when your day's kind of packed out with work, you're just racing, aren't you, to get it all done and get home in time for tea, or even early if you can. So you tend to forget about all these things. You just keep going and going and going, which kind of works well in the winter, but in the summer, you've got to remember to take these drinks of water on board and try and do something so it becomes routine rather than wait until you think, oh, I need a drink of water, because by then it's probably too late. And then if you're like me on water tablets, drinking a lot of water has its negatives as well. Angus just saying, yeah, I thought I was getting heat stroke the other day through not drinking enough. Yeah, I know where you're coming from there, Angus, mate, especially me with these water tablets I'm on in the morning. So just the more I drink, the more I pee, but that's just how it is. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that there, Angus. It just shows you, isn't it, how easy it is, really, to get caught out when we're not thinking that way, because this hot weather's just sort of like come out of nowhere really quick. And compared to last year, I mean, it was raining for like the first 6 months. So it does. And like Matthew, my son, working with me, he was saying he's starting to get little headaches, and I'm like, drink more water then. And that's why I said to him, like, start of every job we do, have a few sips of water, and at the end of every job, have a couple of sips of water as well. And as soon as you feel thirsty, just think, I need a drink of water. And it's got to be done. You get caught out easy. In the military, it was a big thing. Neil's just saying as well, because of the heat, always likes to start earlier if he can in the morning than usual. So basically you get home that little bit quicker, to avoiding, hopefully, being in the heat too long. That's another good thing as well, isn't it? Ched's saying as well, a cooling neck towel, that's a cool one. So you can soak and then put it around your neck, so it evaporates and keeps you cool that way. It's, again, that's another thing from the military. Splash a bit of water on the back of your head, back of your neck, to give the illusion you're cooling off more than what you actually are, if that makes sense. So I'll see how all that works. And obviously I'm getting a bit older, so I'm going to have to do these little things more often, I guess. And that is the problem, Jordan, mate. At least we can close the van doors. Need a catheter, yeah. I don't know about you, sometimes you're talking to your customers and they're chatting for a bit, and you've been dying for a pee about 3 cleans ago. And you're just trying to look normal, but you're like, I'm about to go here if I don't. So you like, thank God when you get the chance, innit? You've got enough family members in the city, so most of the keys you can just use their loos. It's handy to know where you can go. Oh, wrong button. Sorry about that. It's handy to know where these pee stops are. I mean, because obviously I'm out in the sticks rural. I know a lot of the country lanes. Luckily, I know there's places I can duck and dive and look like I'm fixing something in the back of my van when I'm having a pee. But the thing is with me, you know, people are going to stare at you thinking a van pulled over is going to be fly tipping. And I've got a couple of customers, believe it or not, and they've still got outdoor toilets, and they've always said just use theirs if I'm ever caught short. But it's nice to have the offer in it. Oh, you all right, Mark? You all right, mate? And yeah, it's just nice, the hot weather, but it brings its problems, doesn't it? Like we're obviously saying, like water. I'm got a cool box, just one I got from Asda. And every morning stick all the frozen stuff to go in there. You know, them little freeze packs you can buy. And then I've got stuff where I use, I like making pizzas, made some today. And then when I order the stuff, it comes through the post and they've got it in these little, I don't know what they call them. Like, it's like a plastic bag just full of water, but it's quite solid. So I use that as well because that tends to be colder than the freezer packs for your cool box. And we chuck a load of them in my cool box, put the sandwiches, extra water in there. And it's really nice on a hot day to have some nice cold water. Jordan saying, try not to go to the toilet in the customers' houses, but a few times I couldn't bear it, especially when they're talking for ages. And yeah, and you've just had a meal. It's not fun, is it? I know where you're coming from as well. I don't like using the customers' toilets, even though they offer. I like to go, luckily, in the country lanes, or when I'm popping in near a supermarket, we run in there. Obviously, not in the aisles, but using their toilets. They got free roof cleans this week. Oh, yeah, no shade when you're up on the scaffold towers. And it's surprising as well how much heat's reflected off the tiles to you as well when you're on the roofs, I bet. Because I know I've been surprised when I put my hand on the roof tile of actually how hot it is. So you think of the roof, isn't that? So I'm feeling for you there, Neil. But yeah, and the other things the hot weather brings out is you got people who are retired, especially the ones who are newly retired. So it's a bit of a novelty for them. You find they're out in the garden getting a lot of stuff done. And then when you come round, people just want to chat. And I don't mind chatting, it's part of the job. But they seem to forget you're racing against the clock. You're still in the rat race. They've come out the other end, hopefully, and left that sort of thing behind. And that can hold you back a bit as well. But sometimes it's a good time to get a bit of water and drink on board. But yeah, you can get a lot of talkers this time of year as well. No. Be some big sounds coming out there, like tends to echo in them as well. But yeah, you get the talkers out as well, and that can slow you down a bit. And obviously, I've got my sunglasses, and Ched talked about it with sunglasses, glasses where they react to the light. But I've got a pair of glasses, but they're tinted, so they look like sunglasses, but they've actually got lenses in them, like my glasses here. And I use them a lot because in my first year of window cleaning, I didn't have sunglasses or anything like that. And one day my eyes were just stinging all the time, and I to the point where I couldn't even see. I had to pull over so I couldn't see where I was driving. And then I found out I needed eye drops in my eyes because I had something called dry eye, and I just put it down to it's me looking up, and it's not got used to seeing my eyes yet, especially in the summer. Looking up at windows where they've got white frames around them, or got that white Arctic white type render, and it's just bouncing the light off in your face as well. So sunglasses, hats, anything to basically keep the sun off you. Like the old jungle hats, I suppose. But I don't wear the hats because I find in this weather it's just unbearable. It's just more heat on my head, so I tend to not wear a hat. But it's definitely something maybe I'm going to have to think about when I get older. Your sun factor 50s, but I don't. Yeah, you just got to protect yourself from the sun because you're in it all the time. And it's quite funny when I hear some of the stories. I think some people put it on here, like when they're working for an old window cleaner, and because they're the younger lad, they're the ones going up the ladder with a pair of shorts on, and the back of their legs were burnt by the end of the day. There's silly little things like that. Angus is just saying, clean up on aisles too. Someone's had a poo in the tangerines. Yeah, some rotten bananas there. But it does bring its problems, doesn't it? It's hot weather. And then, like, people now are going to be feeding the garden or watering the flowers in the flower boxes and that. And then you come on clean some of the windows and notice there's hard water stains on the windows. And, you know, it's when you look down or around it, if you see there's flower pots and things like that, then they've obviously been watering the plants. And that's where the hard waters come from, them splashing it onto the glass. And sometimes your customer's not aware of that. So they start saying you're leaving, or the windows are drying with funny marks. So sometimes you have to point this out to them as well. And it's just an extra job for you, isn't it? Luckily, it's only a couple of houses it's happened to me, not not too many, but that was why that was the case. And then you got all the insects, especially when there's flower boxes out. You can have all the pollen on the glass. So the plastic scraper I've got, that's been quite good actually. It's just handy to have in your pocket for something you use. It does get dented a bit, the old plastic blades, but it's still doable. Still, you know what I mean? It's either that or they rust in it. And you can use it on the UPVC frames as well. So that's quite handy to use. But I find, yeah, pollen's going to come out big. Yeah, extra rinse on the glass in hot weather. That's a good one, Neil. Like you say, you'll probably find while you're cleaning it, it looks like steam's coming off the glass as you're scrubbing, let alone when you're rinsing. So sometimes you have to just do a bit of a more thorough clean, so to speak, than you'd normally do to make sure it doesn't dry spotty because of how everything's drying off so quick, that sort of thing. It won't be every house or every window. It's just obviously at the hottest part of the day, I suppose, or when it's hot enough and the sun's on it. But these are all things to keep an eye on and bear in mind, aren't they? And yeah, the hot weather beating down on you all day is no joke when you can't get away from it. It's quite funny because I work as like a 2, or we did work as a 3. We would kind of like fight amongst ourselves as to who's going to be working in the shade. But we go off the way the hoses are on the van, who's front or back. So it's a bit of a lottery. So, but it is nice if you're in the shady area compared to the sunny one. Sort of like just the way the cookie crumbles. So I'm just having a few gins. Sorry about the music. I thought I pressed play early, but obviously didn't press the button. But yeah, so working in hot weather does bring its pros and cons with everything, isn't it? But the good thing about this weather is, you know, the work is guaranteed. You're going to get the work in. You've got the longer days as well. So even though you get the talkers out, you've still got the extra daylight. It just means you finish a bit later than planned. But sometimes it's nice to take that breather anyway. It's good to catch up with your customers, to be honest. I don't mind. You just got to be good at managing these things without feeling like you're being rude, if that makes sense. Oh, okay, Jordan, you're just saying you're using the X-Line brush. So you found it really good, mate. Like Matt and a few others in here use the bigger brush, 35cm one, so it's got 11 jets. I'm going to get one, but I haven't got one yet. So they're saying it's like even fewer passes on the glass with a bigger brush than the small one, but I'm glad you're liking it, mate, because it is a lot of money to get. But you'll find it will last at least everyday use. 2 years, I would say. So yeah, glad you're liking it, mate. I speak highly of them, but I just know they cost a lot of money, and I know for some people they're too heavy as well. But I find them really good brushes, mate. Just chuffed it's working for you rather than you spent all that money and you're not happy. You get what I mean? But yeah, and hopefully it'll be good for this hot weather as well. Rinsing will be faster, that sort of thing. Oh, wicked. Yeah, no, I find them really good, Jordan, mate. And I use them for everything. So I use them fascia, soffits and gutters, as well as the window cleaning, the full works, conservatory roofs. Just use it for the lot. Find it really, really good, and worth the money. Like I say, I'm getting 2 years out of them, and I reckon I could probably get more than 2 years use out of it as well if I was to really push it. But I think the build quality on is really good, and I like using the Bosch bumpers that X-Line use on them as well, just to help keep its shape rather than it getting worn on the edges, just to help make them last a bit longer. I mean, I have to replace the bumpers a bit, but I don't mind. Just looks nice as well. But yeah, has anyone else got any other tips on here for working like in the hot weather? I know the hot weather as well, it's like the silly season when we get in the fascia, soffits and gutters. A lot of people asking them, but I'm also getting a lot of inquiries about window cleaning as well. And it's a bit hard for us because I'm kind of solidly booked with customers. It's very hard to squeeze them in. it's handy if it's right next door to one I'm cleaning. I'm more likely to say yes than if it's somewhere that is a bit outside of where I'm going, because I can't afford the time traveling sometimes. But if it's like across the road, it's easier to fit in, if you get what I mean. Especially if they're the houses that are like 13, 15 quid, not like your 30, 40 quid. They're easier to squeeze in as well, aren't they? But anything that improves your money, you've got to go for it, really, haven't you? And plus, customers come and go anyway, because people sadly pass away or move house, that sort of thing. So it's going to happen. So you've always got to take some customers on, because you know you're going to lose some somewhere. But yeah, this kind of year I'm finding is good. Getting lots of inquiries coming in. And some of them is because their window cleaners retired as well. So that's normally a sign you're probably going to get quite a few, because if they're in that road and you start taking them on, a few of them will probably think, oh, I'll use him as well. So I don't know if any of you out there with this hotter weather coming are finding you're getting an increase of people asking for your services as well. Excuse me. Okay, Angus is saying I need to pick up more customers. Been doing it organically now, but want to get advertising online. Has anyone got any suggestions? Or in the Facebook group, which I'll stick up in the chat, the Window Cleaners Hub. Hopefully that's done. Just obviously stick it up in there for Angus as well. It's luckily for me, everything's just word of mouth, really. I don't really advertise. I've got some leaflets. I've had people come up to me and they ask for a business card, but other than that, mate, I don't really advertise. But I'm sort of like to the point where it's pointless doing that, because I'll advertise but say no to a lot of people. So whereas you're trying to expand, it's probably worth getting some leaflets made up, and then when you do a clean, like 3 to 5 doors to the left and right of the house you've cleaned, stick some leaflets through the letterbox. That might be worth a shout, mate. Don't know how else, really, because the problem is you don't want to stop your workflow, do you? You're trying to get your work done. You don't want to be interrupted. I suppose like Facebook, go into your groups, pages of the areas you clean, and just advertise maybe in there once a week, so it's not too saturated. Or speak to the admin person, because I might have rules that's, you know, once a week might be fine, that sort of thing. That's the only thing I can think of. It's like watching the Uncleanables. I keep wanting to say the Untouchables, so Matt's probably laughing at that, but I said it right. Is they obviously, I know it's it Ryan, isn't it? He's quite good at doing the big Google AdSense and stuff. But I find it's probably a lot of money, and if you don't know what you're doing, it could be a waste of money. So yeah, I'll probably go the leaflets route, really, and just putting the seed in people. You probably find this time of year as well, you'll get good results, and people will probably walk up to you anyway, hopefully. Be handy if it's in the areas you're already going in as well. Ched's just saying if you're full, then new customers. Yeah, so that's a good one. What's Ched saying? Like when you're full, you can probably charge a little bit higher than you normally would, because you can afford for them to say no, if that makes sense. And then if they say yes, you can kind of see, you can get a bit more confidence in your pricing and pricing that a little bit more. And then it's another way, testing ground, I suppose, already for when you do next year's or the next 2 years' time, whatever it is that you do your price increases with as well. So yeah, that's a good shout there, Ched. Jordan, you nice one, mate. So you're up to 104 customers, and you're going to be getting more. Like I say, you're probably fine with all this hotter weather. A lot more people are going to be asking you as well, and that's the good thing. I know you want more customers, but the good thing to know is you can afford to take on customers, if that makes sense. It'll get to the point, mate, quicker than you know it, where you can't take any more on, and then that's another worry, because you hate saying no. It will get to that really quick. But yeah, it's a good time to grow with all this hot weather and this time of year as well. Jordan as well saying he tried bark and found it pretty good. So there you go, Angus. I haven't used bark, but I know, oh God, on Ashley A. Macintosh, forgotten the guy on there, he'd become a window cleaner later on in life, and he'd done printing and stuff like that. God, his name's really nice guy, but I know he used bark a lot. Ted's just saying, oh, advertise, yeah, Facebook groups can be free. Depends on some areas. So you're going to give it a go. Yeah, I'll try them, mate. Facebook ads can be expensive now. Yeah, it could be worth they using the Facebook groups that doesn't cost anything as opposed to going down the ads route. 20 credits, managed to get 2 regular cleans, so made the money back straight away. Yeah, and plus you got to think that's over a year as well. That's with bark, is it, Jordan? Neil's just saying about the posting leaflets on the streets you're already working on. And yeah, that's a good one as well. Offer a free clean for a recommendation for someone that books you in for a clean. Just like a referral scheme. Matt's just saying all your work comes from word of mouth and through your website. Yeah, word of mouth is the best one as well, because, well, I think no one's going to... I've had a couple of customers basically say they never recommend anyone, but they recommend me to a friend as a window cleaner. Yet, you know what I mean? They say they've never recommended people before just because they find you reliable, that sort of thing. So through recommendations, you're going to get good customers because they're probably going to be just the same as your current customer, if that makes sense. So you're going to get good customers that way. It's probably slower in building up than what you want it to. Yeah, I've always said having a sign written on your van, mate, is really good. It's good advertising. It's free advertising in it once you've obviously paid for your sign written on your van, and plus people see it. I think some people can see you more serious, but I get why people don't have a van sign written as well. I must admit, when I had my van problems and I was working out of the car with a gardener's backpack and 4 barrels of water, I was shocked people were still coming out and asked me for a quote for their windows, because I thought they'd probably think I'm just a chancer, that sort of thing. But at the same time, I was thinking maybe they think I'm going to be really cheap, so I had to explain I've got a problem with my van at the moment. I don't always work like this. But yeah, I think a sign written van helps a lot, and plus when you're doing like the runs to the supermarket, that sort of thing, and you take your van, you'll be surprised how many people catch you as you're going in your van and ask if you got a card or something, because they've just said I'm looking for a window cleaner, and it's just by chance sort of thing. Matt's just asking, did you make your own website or did you get someone else to build it? Matt will answer that, Angus, but he's done it himself. It's really good as well, isn't it? You alright, Aaron, mate? Just want to say thank you for all the help and get my system put in the van next week. Nice one, mate. Exciting times, isn't it? I always look back at me getting my van done. Like, I don't think anyone forgets what it's like trying to set out in the beginning, and how it's just that thirst you want to do well, if that makes sense, and just put your head down and get on with it. So yeah, you'll find it's the best thing you've done, mate. It's good. Getting your van all done, it'll make you feel a lot better as well. So nice one, mate. And yeah, system in your van as well. You won't look back from that. It's hard work working out of a van or a car with just barrels and a backpack, especially when you start to get busy. Lifting it up, it is really hard work. Template site through Hostinger. There you go. So you use the Hostinger to build your website. Yeah, I think I remember you saying that now, Matt. These gins are going down too good. Neil saying use bark a lot. It's not good for windows, but okay for big ticket jobs. Okay, I've not used bark. Ah, right, yeah, Paul. I was thinking Tom for some reason, but I knew it weren't his name. Yeah, he's a really nice guy, he is. I reached out to him as well to ask him advice about roof cleaning, and he answered me back, whereas many others wouldn't because they're too busy and that. Or I'm obviously small fry, if you get what I mean. Nice guy. I'm sure I saw him at the window cleaning expo as well. Ched's saying about Bark saying was good, but it's now a bit iffy with the numbers not working and customers just kind of shopping around. Paul's just saying started out using Bark. To be fair, it was quite a bit of work, but then it just dried up. Wasted a lot of money on that. I think they were made up leads. Yeah, luckily, like I say, I don't need to advertise, so I don't. Problem with Bark is you're just paying a website to rank higher than yours. Yeah. Leaflets again round where you're working slows you down. Yeah, while you're working, but does work out quite well. Did 30 leaflets in one street before work, and then you got one new customer and did that as the next job. So yeah, sometimes it's a gamble, isn't it? It's like if you got time to put the leaflets through, do it. If you haven't, you just concentrate on getting your work done before 5, isn't it? But to be honest, if you're working every day and finishing by 5, you don't really want any more customers, do you? Neil's just saying about website, WordPress. Build your own 1,000 templates and Blocksy theme. You alright, Mills cleaning, mate? You alright? Customers come through Barker, customers that you don't want, in my opinion. They're ones that just want to shop round for the best price. It's handy to know. It's all things to bear in mind, isn't it? It's funny what you get to hear. Matt saying hosting £160 for 4 years, and it's got the AI builder, and you're up and running within a week for the website. I would say as well, what did I do? I found good advertising. There's something called Village Voices, and it does all the local villages in my area, hence the name Village Voices. And it's got little articles in it, and they've also got pages where you can advertise. And then I paid £60 for a very small advert. It's about the size of a business card, basically. That was £60 for the year. And I just did that just to have a presence with the other businesses. And I also thought 60 quid for years nothing when you think if you got one customer, even if they turned out to be a £15 house every month, well, you've doubled your money, more than doubled your money back, haven't you? And I did that, and that worked well, but I did that for a couple of years, and I found that really good. Even it was just to back up my presence more than anything else, but I did get work for it. So it might be worth doing something like that, Jordan, mate. It was just nice as well to see it in there when you're getting something delivered through the door and you got a little advert in there. But I stopped it because I said to my wife, I think it's pointless putting it in there because we're going to have to keep saying no because we're kind of like full. So that's the only reason why I took it out. Ched's saying Google's Gemini. So think Chat GPT. Gemini is like another AI one. Can help you build content. Shouldn't say that word, should I, Jordan? I'm created now. Building content and tags for websites. So it's pretty amazing. And Paul's just saying, I was thinking about this last week. If you want more customers, maybe it's worth slowing down. So do one less job per day. Use that time to leaflet as opposed to working non-stop. That does make sense, Paul. I used to always say, like when I started, I said to the missus, because I didn't have a lot of customers, I've done my work for the day. I'm not going to shoot home and sit there. I said I will go out and actively seek work. So I'll be knocking on doors, putting leaflets through, and just being driven around so people can see my van, basically, as opposed to doing nothing. It's hard kind of building up, but it's all exciting times, isn't it? And honestly, I reckon 3 or 4 years time from when you start, you're pretty full. and unfortunately got to go through that rigmarole of bad customers who you'll probably keep, or I did for a while, because you need that money, but you will eventually get the customers you're after and they will drop off. To be honest, Google business page brings in the most leads. Yeah, and like I say, people have said it before and I've done it, is to put like on your invoice a little link to get a review, so it goes on your Google business page as well. That keeps it fresh as well, so it ranks higher as well, and keep adding like the odd picture once a week, that sort of thing. Yeah, Chad's just saying to you, Paul, yeah, start doing leaflets first before the jobs. Yeah, so you can get in during the day and quote straight away. Because when people are interested, aren't they? They want a quote and they want it quite quick. I think the more you dilly-dally, the more they lose confidence in you, if that makes sense. And the longer you take getting back to someone, they kind of just think you don't want the work. So that's the hard thing. It's what I find when we're working and someone across the road, like me and Matthew had, it was Friday, guy, he actually come into the garden of the house I was working and just said, could you come and quote? I live opposite. I said, yeah, no problems. I'll do that when I finish these 3 properties. And then it was pretty much like, can you clean it now? And we're like, so sorry, we're so packed. But we've got him booked in anyway. So it's good to get them when it's hot, really, isn't it? On the press. Yeah. Never say it on the radio, you get crated. Anybody find that posting updates in the Google business seems to be get business? I seem to have a new phone call for every update I post. Nice one there. That's a good point. It's, I think I already touched on it as well. I think it's at least once a week. I think you want to be doing something so it looks like something new's happened. I think that's the way Google works, isn't it, as well, with websites. If you change something, it shows that it's still alive, if that makes sense. So it helps you rank higher. That's why a lot of websites will have a blog, so the blog is continually being updated. So I can see that being exactly the same for your Google business page. Yeah, so everyone's agreeing with you there, mate. Totally. I think that's a problem with us when you're focusing on social media and you're trying to be everywhere. You can't be everywhere, can you? You know, with your Facebook, Instagram, although they're kind of linked, and then Twitter, Nextdoor, that's another good place I find to advertise as well. Just try and find something. So I just try and got all sorts of things coming up on my computer screen. It's got something ready, but Google Gemini give you tips on how to improve your Google business listings. So it's going to be the way of the world, this AI, isn't it? But knowing how to use it and know the prompts, I suppose, be another course we all will have to take to get on top of it. Yeah, take photos with your GPS turned on so it geotags your location. That's a good one. Paul saying I've got BART credits unused and get jobs sent from them every day. Just had one now for Nadia, not on WhatsApp, texted mobile number and is not delivering the message. I've got one photo on my business page with over 32,000 views. Wow. Yeah, for Jordan and anyone else who's interested, I don't know if you've heard of something called Nextdoor. It's similar to like Facebook. It used to be like Facebook for adults, although you're getting a bit of advertising on there. Basically, this is Nextdoor. I'm in Parsondrove and it's got me linked in with 7 villages around Parsondrove. And people just put lots of stuff up in there. It's different categories. like security recommendations. I tell my customers to look on here because it's really good. Like you say, looking for a local handyman, Parson Drove, Wiz Beach, or anyone knows how to do it right to mastic jobs. And it's good just to see who gets recommended, so you know who's good. I get a lot of work off Nextdoor as well, and when people shout out on here for customers, they're or customers of mine, they recommend me as well, and that gets me work. And Nextdoor's good. And I tell anyone new in the area to get Nextdoor, because it's just a way of tuning into your village and the villages around you and see what's going on, what gets advertised in the community halls, that sort of thing, food pop-ups, all that. It's all on there, and it's really good. And you can have as well as your account, you can get a business account put on Nextdoor as well, which is what I've got. Sorry, something keeps popping on my screen. So that's me, and then I've also got this one, which is my business page. And you get your inboxes, so people can message you direct through Nextdoor that way as well. So it's not a bad thing. Doesn't cost you anything. Something else I thought as well you guys might appreciate, I'll just get it back up, is Sky. On Sky, there's a film come out called The Cleaner. My kids were laughing about it today and told me about it. And it's basically about someone who's left the military and is a window cleaner. I think it's based in London, and the building they're working on, basically people come in and take 300 people hostage, and she saves the day. So yeah, it's called The Cleaner on Sky TV. The trailer's on there. I won't get the trailer up because I don't know if there's any music or anything like that will pop up, and it will get me a copyright strike. So yeah, just obviously it's a bit far-fetched, but it's a window cleaner who's ex-military, saves the day in a hostage situation, and it's based in the UK. So it's going to be a big reminder of oh god, with Bruce Willis, what was it called? Die Hard. So I think it's going to be somewhere along them lines. So we're going to watch it tomorrow anyway. It's about an hour and 40 minutes. We watched the trailer and had a look at it. So I'm going to watch it. Let the kids laugh anyway. But I don't think they're a water-fed pole cleaner. It's on a really big building, and obviously they've got all the kit and equipment to come down the outside the building to clean the windows. Ched's is saying, what do you actually post on social media? Never really know what to post. Yeah, has anyone got anything to put on there? Because I don't actually post a lot at all. I should maybe. It's just I'm just too busy getting my head down and trying to just plough through all the work and get it done. But I suppose you can just whip out a phone, isn't it? Take a couple of pictures, make some kind of template. I suppose if you've got one, and you just whack them on your social medias and off you go, or do a small video clip. Yeah, it's like me. I've got me action camera. You can have it like horizontal, but if you do it vertical, it'd be like having your phone in vertical. So I've maybe thought of doing a video clips like that. Not sure really. It's anything that takes time. It's a bit hard when it takes time and you're on the go all day trying to get your work done. But if it's something you enjoy doing, you're going to do it, aren't you? Or if it's something you start to do and squeeze in and make it as a routine, it'll just happen. I have often thought about trying to do a little bit of filming or some pictures in the morning, and then say lunchtime, post it for that day where you are. But another reason why I don't is because I don't really want it to be seen as me advertising, and then people say, oh, I need a window cleaner. I say, sorry, I'm really busy. That kind of puts me off as well. But if you've got all these social media things, I suppose you should put something on there really anyway. Sorry, Neil's just saying, we just post out today window cleaning in and then the location with a photo. It's what I used to do a little bit on mine, but I've stopped doing it. But I suppose I should do something. With a bit of music and just a couple of clips put together or something like that. I think even if it's just something your customers follow along and sort of like see. I think at the end of the day, like me, I advertise them on social media. It just seems a bit daft not to put some posts on, but at the same time, I don't want to put posts on and then people ask me and I just have to turn them down because I'm too busy. It was 600, but I think it's about 590 something, mate, what I've got, and they're a mixture of 4 and 8 weeklies, if that makes sense. So it's not 600 customers a month, but it does work out on average around, it pretty much is 400 jobs a month. So 400 cleans, 400 customers a month, basically. Yeah, it's hard to turn down work, but we're being a bit selective. If it's something we can fit in our round because it's within the area we're in and we know it's going to fit in that working day, or there's room on a day on a round that we can squeeze it in, we'll say yes. If it's something where if we was to say yes, it's then going to make us work later, we'll have to say no, because obviously we've got to start thinking about when it becomes winter and it getting dark by 4. So we're a bit selective, but I do say to my wife, we can't just say no full stop because customers do leave. And I've always said it's handy to have a little bit more work than what you can actually handle. So when you get skips, you still get that day rate you're after complete and done. Anything else was just a bonus, if that makes sense. And obviously if customers do leave, you've got a little bit of a buffer. But you will get to the point, I can't say yes to everything. So we are selective. So most of my days are packed. They really are packed. What day was it? I think it was Thursday. Me and Matthew worked till 6. That's what time we finished work, and then we drove home. It's just how the day went a bit against us as well. But you know what I mean? Summertime you can do it, but in the winter, be hard. But luckily in the winter, them days work anyway, because everything's a bit easier to clean, and you ain't got the problems with hot weather slowing you down. So yeah, that's why we are selective about the work. I hate saying no, but the way it works is my wife, Teresa, she does all the scheduling, handling the quotes. Sometimes I do the quotes because she's got arthritis in her knee and her hips, so she can't walk very well. So if I'm out, I tend to do it and tell her how much it'll be, and then she just says yes or no. I just focus on driving, working, getting home, invoicing and all that kind of stuff, trying to get through my work and get home for tea. And then she does all the admin, basically. She knows what's going on with home life and everything like that. And that's how we run it. So me and Matthew just crack on with the work. It's hard when you get the walk-ups. It slows you down. Then you've got to do a quote, speak to people, explain stuff. And if you're getting 2 or 3 of them in a day, because you go through waves anyway, nothing, and everything seems to happen at once. But at the same time, you know, you can't be pushy because you don't want to lose the customer, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's something I've spoken to my wife about, saying we're at a point, I think, for me, where do we stay as we are or do we push another van? And I'm lucky because it's a family-run business. Sophie's up in Scotland now, but I've got another son, David. He's going to be leaving sixth form very soon. If he can't get a job, I know he's probably going to want some money and ask me for a job. So I may pair him up, for example, with Matthew, and I'm in a van on my own, see how that goes, or try and train David up myself for a bit, have Matthew working on his own in the van for a bit, and then put them two together, that sort of thing. I have thought about that. But yeah, it brings other questions into the fold as well, though. Like Ched saying, What about the VAT threshold? I am very close. I am forecast to be going over it with my price increases. It should be pretty much, I think it was £104,000 in 12 months. But you got to think with that 12 months, it doesn't include the bank holidays, so you're going to lose money there, the weather, the skips, that kind of thing, and something going wrong. So it kind of knocks you down below. So I'm wondering if I'm actually going to go over it. But I've had this last year where it's forecasting over the VAT threshold, and I actually ended the year underneath it. So, you know what I mean? And I think some of the things in Squeegee, some of the jobs I do, the particular house has got everything. When we get there, we ask him what he wants us to do, and then we take off what's not needed doing. So it includes all them sort of things as well. It's probably not 100% accurate. But yeah, if I was to say take on for my son, I'd need more work, and it's going to take me over the VAT threshold. And then you've got another price increase, 70 to 20%. Or do you sort of like put 10% increase and swallow 10% of it or whatever? That's just another problem. And probably all the other problems, there's more stuff to think about, I think, that you don't realise that comes with it. How many customers did you get before you let your wife do your admin for you? I'm thinking of paying my girlfriend to do it and pay her because she doesn't enjoy a job, so it'd be good for her. Good question there, Jordan. It's for me, I wouldn't know how many customers I got. I wouldn't say I had a great deal. I'd hit the target I wanted to get for myself to replace what I was getting from the military. Because basically I worked out what I was getting a month take home from the military minus from the pension. That figures what I needed in my mind to earn through window cleaning, because with my pension that put me on the same as what I was in the military. So that was my target. And once I hit them, and obviously me running costs, anything over that was a bonus. So I built that up, and it got to the point where I could pay my wife the money she earned. She used to work in care home doing nights. And that's not really good, because she'd work nights and then she'd be up in the day doing all the school runs and stuff. So I said to her, look, I can pay you what you're getting for working the nights that you're doing in the care home. If you fancy doing window cleaning with me, and do the school runs and then go out window cleaning together. So we did that. And plus you got the added benefit of like taking my wife on, or like for yourself, your girlfriend. If you make a part of the business, so you become like a I've forgotten what it's called, like your sole traders, but it's a partnership. And I've forgotten its proper name, but that's what we are. It's a partnership, but we're all sole traders. You get that benefit of, is it 12,750 or whatever tax-free earnings as well? So your accountant gets to play with that to bring your tax bill down. So there's pros there. But it was me and my wife working, so I'm going off a bit here, Jordan, but we were working for a bit, and it didn't go on that long because basically COVID hit, and then my younger two were still at school and had to be homeschooled because they weren't allowed to go to school, so she had to stop working, but I still paid her. And then Matthew came out because he was doing nothing. I said, you can get off your Xbox and come out window cleaning with me. And then he did it for nothing for quite a few months. And then as I built more customers up, I said, right, I'll start paying you every time I get a customer. That money will go into your pocket. So he built his wages up that way. So he started with nothing and built himself up. And that's how it done. Then it was my daughter. So the business never gained anything for a few years. But now she's left, I'm obviously that much better off. And yeah, and that's where I got Teresa to do a bit of admin. So I said she just runs the house because she helps look after her mum and dad live with us. Mum's not well, so she helps with all that as well. And yeah, it's just a family effort really, mate. And it's good, it works, you know what I mean? It's just a bummer when things are tight, you have bad months, but it is what it is. You just do what you got to do to make it work, and then focus on like a work-life balance. So it'd be something I'd look at you with the accountant with, speak to your girlfriend about, and see how she feels about it. And it's like Sophie, I offered her because she took a mortgage, well, towards paying a mortgage with someone. Couldn't find a job, so I said, okay, come work with me. I can't pay you loads, but I can pay you, get you out of a fix for a bit until you get up there. And that went on for 2 years. But she didn't think she was going to like it, and she really enjoyed it. So you never know till you go for it, do you? So yeah, if you don't try, you don't know, do you, mate? Oh, admin, what does she do? Basically, I use Squeegee to run everything, and I just have the one account, but she's got the logon details. And then basically she knows what time I leave to go to work. She knows what time I'm coming home. So she knows if we can squeeze any more customers in that area on them particular days, if that makes sense. And then also any messages that come through, she has my work phone, because I told her, can you take the work phone off me? So I was sick of that going off every 5 minutes when I'm trying to work and someone's trying to ring me and I'm trying to sort stuff out, which slows me working. I said, just let me do the work and I'll get the money in for the day if you can do all the admin side. So every time the phone rings, she answers it. She knows all our social media stuff, the work email as well. She handles all that, and the inquiries come through there. Like when people are asking for gutter clears, what we do is, as you probably know, I've got no room to add them on the window cleaning day, and I have to take stuff out of my van to put gutter cleaning stuff in. So what she does is finds a day where we might have 3 or 4 customers asking for gutter clears. She'll speak to all them different customers to find a date that they're all happy with, and then she'll put that in the schedule, move the schedule along. She asked me to do it, but she arranges all that and the times and the order. So all I've got to do is look at Squeegee, and just Squeegee tells me what I'm doing that day, if that makes sense. And Teresa helps that side of things. And yeah, so all the messages, quotes as well. She will liaise with people, because some people like to be in before we go around to do a quote. We like to quote face to face. So again, she will arrange a time, and then she'll go around and do all the quotes. Because she's done the window cleaning for me, she knows how it works, knows our pricing and everything like that, and does all that for me as well. So literally it just leaves me free to basically make sure the van's good to go, do all the work, turn the van round, ready to go out the next day, and I just do the invoicing and all the bookkeeping basically. So that's how we work, mate. Hopefully that kind of helps you there. Neil's just saying it's a hard decision, mate, but if you don't do everything, it will stay the same. Yeah, take the hit on the VAT for the first year, old customers, and then half in the second. So yeah, kind of like build it up, because like I say, I've just done all my price increases. But yeah, it's either, do I stay as I am or do we go for it? But I know at the moment, now I'm a bit better off because Sophie's not working with us anymore. So I'm not having to pay her wage. And even though she's not working for us, me and Matthew still getting the work done in the day, if that makes sense. So I'm better off her wage, because I want to pay things off that I've been struggling not to be able to pay things off. So it improves my profit every month because I'm reducing my outgoings on other things. Once I've got all that squared away, then I can maybe look at saving money. It'd be nice if I'm going to buy another van and system to pay for it outright rather than having to get a loan. So it's done. And then obviously I can go through just building up. We're always being asked work will keep coming in. So I'm not worried about that. And then the other thing is, if I get a couple of vans, what happens if one of my sons moves out, goes to completely another part of the world, you know what I mean? And then I've got that headache, that hassle. Or do I stay as I am? The other thing I'm thinking, like, I'm 50 next year. It won't be long till I'm thinking about retiring, or I'm starting to get too old. Maybe I should start looking at winding down, sitting back, and see if they want to take stuff on. But things will change if they get married and have kids, you know what I mean? So you just don't know what's going to happen, do you? What's around the corner. So Or do I just stay as I am? It's weird. It depends. If the kids are really up for it, I would put my foot down and push hard for it. I would. It's just trying to get that commitment, but they don't know what they're doing half the time. Who does anyway? Yeah, my last 12 months, Matt, all right, it's going to be this 12 months where I'm probably, it says I'm going to do that much, but I know I won't get that all that in, because you're going to get your days where you're rained and weathered off, bank holidays and things going wrong. No worries, Jordan, mate. Oh, okay, nice one. So you got the pressure washing. So you've got room to do that, if that makes sense as well. Play around, isn't it, and try and see what you push. I was just wondering with two of you, if it's something she could do the window cleaning, if she could handle some of the work for the day while you're pressure washing. I don't know, you just find ways that works for you, really. Everyone's different, aren't they? But the possibilities there, and you know as well, if you're not happy in your job, you got to do something about it, really. It's pointless just staying there. It's really negative, isn't it? I mean, in my experience of stuff, I'd rather do something I enjoy doing for not a lot of money than something I hate for a lot of money, if that makes sense. Definitely. So 7.5k per month over 12 months is needed. That to be VAT registered if you go over, so you'll go over it, or to stay under it. I've done the maths on that. Oh, okay, Ches, you're saying it's done on the 3 months. You have to be careful, yeah, because I know normally before you actually break it, doesn't it, the accountant would tell you you've got to become VAT registered. And then once you're VAT registered, it's like Dan found, it takes 12 months to get deregistered as well. So there are some consequences. Jordan, Matt's just saying he's got 300 customers and he does it all on his own. Yeah, so it helps having rounds set up and houses close to each other. Neil's as well saying VAT is on a rolling 3 months. It's on your past 3 months to try and work it out. Right, okay, so it's something to think about, isn't it? And I suppose if you want to duck under it and it looks like you're going to go over, you're going to have to put some days off in there to keep you under it, I suppose. Which would be a nice place to be. I was just saying to my wife, actually, she gets her arthritis in the knee sorted out because she can hardly walk that well at the moment. I said, we're going to get a passport because the kids are all old enough to stay at home, look after the house and the dogs. And I said, me and you, every couple of months, could have a long weekend somewhere abroad. I said, we're just going to go. So I said, all the time we've been together, never done anything like that. We've had a holiday here and there, but it's not a lot with the kids. I said, you and me had never done anything, and before we know it, we're going to be too old. And then we won't be able to go around walking, seeing all these places because we'll be buggered. You know what I mean? So that's what I was saying to you. If we can sort the window cleaning out, the money a bit better, and maybe take one day off, and every couple of months just say we're going to do a long weekend in a city somewhere abroad. Be old, see the sights, have some coffee and that, and pizza. So that's definitely something I'd like to be able to do. Ched's saying, have your holidays when you can, as you never know. Yeah, what's around the corner? Which is very true. Just so easy just to get in the normal routine. The household every day just blends into each other. That's definitely something I said to my wife. Now, hopefully we're in the better part of it instead of being skint all the time. You know, you earned it. You've done all the hard work to get to where you are, haven't you? So how many times have you gone around cleaning customers and they're telling you they've been on holiday, been away, like the third holiday of the year? And all you're doing is flaming working, you know what I mean? I don't mind listening to them, don't get me wrong. But you just think one day that'll be me. But who knows? I do think window cleaning's great. Like you say, a lot of people say it's like a subscription, isn't it? As long as the work's there, you're keeping your customers happy, the work is always going to be there. It's just the things that stop you from working when things go wrong. And Neil saying go flat rate VAT, nothing to stop you pushing the business. Yeah, I don't completely understand. I know it's 20%, isn't it? Or is flat rate the one where you charge like 10% or 9% or whatever it is because you're under services? But I know a lot of people charge, say the customer's 20%, but you're only paying 10%, if that makes sense. But I think if you don't go the 20% tax, you can't claim certain things if you're going the flat rate or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to seek advice on it. Gov website, you have to register for VAT when you have earned over the threshold in the last 12 months. Then you pay the VAT, okay, every 3 months. Although I take it it's all going to go digital, isn't it? And done every month or something like that. Nice one. Cheers, Matt. Ted saying, yeah, work to live, don't live to work. We've all, I think, done that long enough. You work hard. So, got to make it what it is, isn't it? Like I say, keep pulling me back and getting older. My body can't do what it used to do. My head thinks it can. I mean, like I say, like a couple of weeks ago when I did me back, then I've had a flipping blister or like a splint or something in my foot, so it's painful to walk. So it means I haven't been able to go running. So I haven't been running for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I want to get back into all that, which sounds nuts, but I enjoy it. I like it. I just do it so I can eat and drink a bit more. I've just spilt my drink all over the floor because it got stuck on this. Oh, never mind. And yeah, just keep yourself fit. And I agree with that, work to live. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else has got anything to say or any other questions I want to shout out. Like I say, it's going to be a hot week, so be careful with the heat. Make sure you drink water. Maybe take a few sips of water out your water bottle when you turn up to a job and when you finish as well. Try and make that part of your routine on a really hot day. And a cool box is a must. Neil's just saying, no, you charge 20%, but you only have to... Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Downside is you can't claim back the VAT on a single purchase. Oh, okay, under £2,000. Just got to do the maths, really, haven't you, and work it out. At the end of the day, really, what do you need to keep spending on when you've got all the gear anyway? It's just your consumables, isn't it? And if you're earning enough, you're getting an extra 8% on top of everything, really, aren't you? So probably evens out. Yeah, cheers for that, Neil. It's a good one. There's a lot more stuff to look into than what you realise, isn't there? But yeah, it's food for thought. I need to sit down and have a good chat with the kids, really. I think I need David to work out what he would like to do. I know he wants to join up anyway. But we'll see. Like you say, you never know what's going to go on, what's around the corner. Ah, brilliant. Mill's just saying I've got a fridge freezer in my van. Awesome for working in hot weather. And you can take an ice cream to work, yeah. You don't want to put an ice cream in a cool box because it will not stay an ice cream. But mate, oh, jealous. I bet a lot of people are jealous of you there, mate. That's awesome. Excuse me. But yeah. Matt's saying it'd be a while before I hit the VAT threshold, but I took on a if I took on a member of staff, then you would go over. It's like I've said to people, I think if you're going to go over the VAT threshold, you've got to go right over. If you're just over it, I think you're going to be worse off. So if you're going to go over the VAT threshold, I think you've got to put your foot down to really try and push past it. even if it's pushing hard for a year in order to do that, then you're going to be better off. The gin's nice, mate. I need a refill, so I'm thinking I'm going to have to end it soon so I can go and get another one. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think the way people talk is like, if you're going to go over the VAT threshold, you're worse off. But once you get, say, over 120, 130,000 pounds, then you're better off. If you're just under that, but over the VAT threshold, you're going to be worse off than if you're just under it, that sort of thing. And then the hard bit is when you employ people, to pay them enough money, holiday pay, sick pay. It's crazy. You'd have to charge a hell of a lot for cleaning windows to cover all that. If you're going to sort of go that route, if that makes sense. I know some people sub it out, but then someone's supposed to have their own tools, own van, isn't it? It's a bit of a grey area. And then pensions, that sort of thing. I mean, I'd love it to have it as just a family business where people get paid a fair amount to get through a living, bringing up a family, that sort of thing, and also get a pension. I know from speaking to some of my customers who are self-employed, and they do the private healthcare for the whole family as well through that. And they say that's brilliant as well. Yeah, maybe I should get in touch with them and see what they say, mate. Hell of a lot's gone on since I started, and all the problems, like my van engine going, then it went again and I had to get a rebuild put in. All these problems, kids. And you just make it, don't you? You really want to do something, you just do it. And these things go against you and you just find a way through it, really. Yeah, I like listening to him as well, Ched. I saw your comment on one of their videos. I think it was a couple of videos ago, saying you've just sort of caught up watching them all. Yeah, I watched one Saturday morning, was the last one I watched. I like listening to them. I think they're a good laugh. Talk normal. Talk our lingo, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'll have to reach out to them and get in touch. Tell them to get the gins ready. I know they don't really drink that much anyway, do they? Or so they say. But yeah. Let's save one for tomorrow. Yeah, I used to love listening to a lot of podcasts, basically, while I was working, getting into that. I've been listening to anything for quite a while, so maybe I have to start looking around. So I kind of caught up on most things that I was watching. And A.E. McIntosh, his podcast isn't going as regular as it used to, sort of thing. I really like listening to that on some of the big jobs they did on a Saturday. But yeah, that's it for me, guys, really. I'll draw it to a close and hope you all have a good week out on the glass, a safe week. And the weather's good. Going to get the squaddy tan, so it'll just be your arms and probably about quarter of your leg. Looks dirty and the rest of us is completely white. Sorry, Ched's just asking what sort of podcast, something light-hearted. I've been listening to something called the Flow Ecamm Live, because I use Ecamm to do my live streams, and they do like podcasting. But I don't know anything. Sure, there's some comedy ones I've been thinking about listening to. I don't mind History Hit, listening to things like that. Country music on radio while you're working. Yeah, never tired of gin. Yeah, I hope you all have a good week. Stay safe on the glass and all that kind of stuff. And take breaks. And don't be afraid to take 5-10 minutes out in the van or walk to a supermarket and grab a lolly. They don't send them singly, but that was a good thing about working as a free. I could buy a pack of 3 Magnums. You could have one each, but stop off at the old paper shops, that sort of thing. Nothing like a good slushy, except it gives you a brain freeze, doesn't it? Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks very much. And yeah, stay safe and have a good one.